What's up everybody, now today's video is the movie review of Moana 2. Now, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to watch this video, I recommend you see the movie first and then watch this video, as this will contain spoilers for the movie. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way, I'm going to start with the fact that this was Disney's newest film, as I'm sure everyone knew, and I was expecting it to be alright, to be honest. I thought, yeah, it'll be alright. I wasn't expecting it to be a good movie. Like, the best of the best type thing. So, I was like, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to watch it, I'm hopefully going to enjoy it, and that'll be that. And I did enjoy it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to be honest with you. Mainly because of Disney's movies recently. They haven't had the best reputation with in terms of live action Little Mermaid. That didn't go well. I mean, that's a whole thing that's a whole different level in terms of, because the animated movies tend to be better than live action remakes, and I'm nervous. I'm not saying that there's going to be live actions better than the animated versions of them. They're never going to be better than the original. However, they could be better, like The Little Mermaid was just... I call that one the crappy mermaid, because I really didn't like it. But Moana 2 being an animated film, I thought, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good thing. Better than a live action remake. But even in terms of Disney, with new movies, like, they haven't got any originals coming out until Elio next year, and it was supposed to release this year and it got delayed. And the trailer, it looks alright. Now they've released trailer, it does look better than it first did, but when it originally sort of dropped, I was like, great. And I was seriously considering just waiting for it to drop on Disney Plus, then watching it, and then reviewing it. But now it looks more promising, and like I said, I'm going to have this Odeon membership thing. So I'm going to be able to go to the cinema a lot more with that. So I will most likely see it there in cinema. So that'd be great. However, Moana 2 itself, because Disney, again, I think the best Disney movies, like in a while, like before Inside Out 2, I can't even remember when I actually watched a good movie, because I think the latest Disney, it's not really latest, but like before we got Moana 2, the latest Disney movie was Wish, and that was... It looked better. The trailers looked better than the actual movie, to be honest, and I watched it, enjoyed it, and thought, yeah, AI has most likely written the script, because it just felt that way. However, Moana 2 was a big difference from that, and I was, especially with the Disney movies, so I was like, yeah, I don't think we're going to get much better than this. But Inside Out 2, I was like, I think that'll be a success. But mainly because A, it was one we've waited so long for, and B, the fact that it wasn't a Disney original, it was Disney and Pixar. So I was like, yeah, the Pixars are good, and that was. But then I thought, okay, right, we've just got Moana 2 to do and to look forward to, and I was really hoping on it, because for Disney, in terms of the movie industry, Moana 2 being a success is a big rely for Disney. That they need Moana 2 to be a big success for them. And I was, like I said at the start of the video, I went in to think, when I first heard Moana 2 was releasing, I was like, yeah, that'll be cool. Like, officially, I was like, yeah, that'll be cool. I'll go see it, but I'll probably it'll be something I enjoy. I watch every now and then, but I won't go as crazy for. But that was not the case. It was a lot better than I thought, to be honest. But which is good for Disney, because obviously a lot is riding on this. But I think I was concerned for Moana 2 at the start, because mainly I'd seen what we were getting with Elio. I don't even know if that's Pixar, isn't it? Like, I must admit that might be, if that's Pixar, that might be their first crap, one of the few crap movies Pixar have done. But I've got to wait for Elio, obviously. But in terms of Moana 2, I was hesitant with it. I thought, like I said at the start of the video, I thought it was going to be an alright movie that I enjoyed, watch every now and then, once in the cinema, and then when it's on Disney Plus, not even bother to get it on DVD or Blu-ray. I think part of that was mainly because we'd had Wish, and that wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And the fact that not only are we getting Moana 2 this year, but next year we're going to be getting the live-action remake. So it feels like, okay, that's interesting. And the release date of Moana 2, it was towards the end of this year. The following, like, next year we're getting the live-action remake. So it's like, why are we doing that? But also, Moana 2 was originally it wasn't going to be called Moana 2, it was going to be a Disney Plus original series based with Moana in, and obviously they were going to do the same characters, and it was going to be a Disney Plus original series set after the movie. And then Disney decided, because they needed some better movies, and they thought, yeah, we're going to make it into a movie. So it was either that it had the potential to become a movie, or Disney were hoping that, yeah, the series aren't going that well, if we put it as a movie it might do better, or the fact that they needed more movies. Now, with that in mind, that was the biggest factor which concerned me. And taking a look at the fact, or like overlooking the movie, and seeing what it was, compared to what it was originally going to be, a series, like, there's definitely elements of it being a series, I can tell, and like the characters in it, I could tell they could have been doing it over a few different episodes, because I feel like the first one, it does feel like it. I could see, looking back on it, I could still see it being a series, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie. It was, it was a really good movie. In fact, I really enjoyed it a lot more. Obviously, there are still points of it which I do have a few, like, slight criticisms of it. It was a great movie, and it was great visuals as always. And Dwayne Johnson back in Maui, and I was happy Maui was in it because he was my favourite character from the first one. But it was good because, I mean, there's a scene where he broke the fourth wall. I was like, okay, that was funny, and I loved it, but it's like, it wasn't needed, but at the same time, yeah, I get that. It was funny. And also the fact it didn't have the villain, but it had a villain, and it was different to the first one where the villain turned to hero. It's definitely the second one has a villain which was just defeated but hasn't been killed, and they didn't turn from evil to good, and they were surmising something, but they didn't have a song. We didn't get a villain with a villain song, really. We got this one woman who trapped that weird bat woman who turned, obviously not the DC character, but a woman who could turn into a bat, and I think she could anyway, but she was like a goddess, the one who trapped Maui. Like, she helped them defeat when she was working with the guy, but so she was kind of just like and she helped them defeat him, but she was working for him. But there's like a line, she said stuff like, if he found out that she helped him, she'd be like zapped by lightning or something like that. And so there's like a mid-credit scene with her, the villain, and Tamatoa, but like Moana. So it's teasing up a return of Tamatoa, obviously, but I feel like the three of them are going to return for Moana 3, and it's teasing a third one for sure. How they're going to do that, I don't know though. Mainly because obviously next year we get the live action remake of it, and it's like, well, why would you do a remake of it and then go back to the original animated thing? And it just feels odd, really, that they're deciding to remake it into live action when they're not finished with the animated saga. So it's like, are they teasing a return in it? Like, are we getting Tamatoa in live action? I hope we do, because I did like his song Shiny. I think out of the original one, Shiny and You're Welcome are my favourite songs from the original one. But the soundtrack as well. The soundtrack was great for Moana 2. I loved it. But I didn't think it was as good as the original one, but I wasn't expecting it to. But I still liked it. So yeah, I was happy with it. Taking all that into consideration, like at the end of the day, I was pleasantly surprised by it, and I'm really happy with the result we got. And that is why I am happily gonna be rating it at a 9 out of 10. And they deserve it. They really do. And they've earned it with it, the film, and a film is a success to me. Like, when a film's a success to me, it is one of those films that I will willingly watch again and again and again. Like, it's not one I'd watch every few months, because yeah, it's a nice film, but for me, a really successful film to me, it just has two factors for a film to be classed as successful for me. One, the fact that I'm willing to go and see it in the cinema more than once, and the fact that it makes more money. It either break evens, either makes the same amount of money that it did to produce a film, or it makes more. That's all. For me, that's the only two factors a movie needs. But that is why I'm happily giving it a 9 out of 10. So, there you go. Now, obviously this video has dropped earlier than I thought, because I was able to see it earlier than I thought I was originally going to see it, which is why I was able to make this video a lot earlier than before. But I have got some plans, because it is now December 1st, as of this video has been both filmed and published. It is December 1st, 2024. Which means Christmas and movies with Christmas. So I have got some ones coming up. I've got the Mean One horror movie, which I have on DVD, which I need to watch. And I've also got, I want to go see Red One. So those two movie reviews I'm hoping to get out at some point, because obviously it depends if I get to see Red One before it leaves theatres. And I'm hoping to. So, yeah, but the next video I make, I believe, will be The Mean One, which is a Grinch-themed horror movie. But, yeah, so just to recap, Moana 2, 9 out of 10. Next video I'm hoping to do is a movie review of The Mean One, which is the Grinch horror movie. And with that, happy 1st of December. And thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.